Welcome to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat brain trusted tag over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle, joined with no one. At least for now. Everybody's attendance is tentative. So expect them or don't expect them. Of course, I'm usually joined with the less than stealthy unicorn himself, Mr. ScooterRay, whichever aka he decides to have at present time, depending on what happened on previous shows. And of course, ladies, I know, don't shed a tear because he's not here yet, but also the heartthrob of the IWC, Mr. Jaeger, bombastic, so fantastic that even his absence has you coming back. But regardless of that, AEW Dynamite this week, it was a pseudo tribute show for the late great Brody Lee, aka John Huber. And I do like the way that they did this show, mainly because it's a tribute show that wasn't heavily peppered on like a traditional tribute show. And that's nothing, of course, we always want to honor those who were near and dear to us. But one thing you don't want to do is that you don't want to completely oversaturate it, especially with certain things that you have going on. Now, this show did a fantastic job by doing that. They had the certain moments that needed to happen. They peppered in the right things at the right moment. So nothing ever overstayed its welcome. So that's a fantastic thing. But before we actually get into the AEW recap, we have to talk about certain news, certain bits of news. Normally, Scoot would be here to do that, but now it's Mr. Deasley with the scoops, if you will, or scoop, because we only got one so far. And that's mainly the talking point of the EVPs of AEW technically just being EVPs in name only and not within position or power, because it's been rumored and pretty much verified that Cody, Rhodes, Bucks, and Omega all now don't really have any complete say so. They don't have the deciding factor in terms of what happens with each show. They can have input and they can give recommendations here and there or for who somebody may want to sign, but they cannot officially sign off on who gets booked, who gets pushed, who gets signed, who gets paid, and what happens in certain booking situations. So I'm pretty sure we'll get Scoots and Jaeger's opinions on this. Mine, as of now, I think it's a fantastic thing. I don't think it's something that's necessary because, you really don't want somebody of a position of power within the same realm as those who are supposed to be working under you, because then there becomes a conflict of interest. When certain people get pushed, you get a title put on you and you have it for however long you want to because you feel it's the best booking decision, when in turn it may not be. And some people may question why you have said title. Now, of course, I've never looked at the Bucks or Cody or Omega and said, oh, well, these guys are abusing their power because Cody was, the first ever TNT champion, or Omega is, at this point, I believe he is the longest reigning AEW champion. And then with the Bucks being the longest reigning tag champs, I don't essentially put that on them and say, oh, they did this because they're abusing their power, or they're, pushing their weight around to make sure that they get the best end of the deal while everybody else sits in the back. That's not necessarily the case. And I never looked at it. I never had any inkling that was the case. I never ever felt that they were abusing their power. Now, there may have been certain questionable things when certain people got brought in. Even, you can hear Cornette talk about, it's the friends the best friends promotion. Everybody's getting their friends, and you need a job and you got let go of, from XYZ company. All you got to do is call up one of your buddies and in AEW and you're guaranteed a job. I don't think that's the case. so much. But I do think there were questionable decisions made as far as Cody's booking in terms of going over on certain people, i.e., wow, that's sad. I'm already forgetting his goddamn name. Part of the damn factory. We'll get back to it later, but you know who I'm talking about. Anthony Ogogo. There we go. He should have went over. Everybody knows that. And now of course he is not on TV, still on the roster, but not on TV. At least as far as Dynamite and Rampage goes. I don't think he's been on Dark or Dark Elevation. I could be wrong. Yeager can confirm that because he's been the one that's been covering that. But I haven't seen him. Even when you see the factory, you still don't see Anthony Ogogo. So that leads me to believe that he's not there. But I digress. Not part of the equation here. What is a part of the equation is that the EVPs are EVPs in name only, not in power. And I find that to be a fantastic thing as of now. And ladies, there you go.
Boom.
Yeager. Bombastic. So fantastic. Your tears can be gone away because he is officially back.
What's up?
Not much. I was really just going over the Scoots job with his scoops, but basically talking about how all the EVPs are now just EVPs in name only and not in power.
Oh yeah, I saw that this morning, and
Same.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's already been effective for the last couple of weeks,
That's what I believe.
Shows have been great. I haven't had any complaints. Even with this show, although it was it wasn't as great as the last couple of weeks have been. I mean, there were still some great matches, but I don't know. It just didn't hit the same tier. Like, I don't know. I guess there's still such a high from Bryan Danielson versus Kenny that that's really hard to top that.
Yeah.
But no, this week was still great. And I mean, hey, if they're gonna be more so in name only, and then what was it? Matt and Dana were doing what again?
They were doing merchandise.
Yeah, Matt and Dana are doing merchandising.
Yeah.
That means
I think they're still doing that though.
Nick is still involved with. He's more so involved with BTE now. Cody's doing. What was Cody doing? Was it talent relations or something of that effect?
I believe so. I can't remember too sure. I know Omega was working with the women, but I don't know what he's doing now.
Well, he's. I remember Omega specifically was. He's of course tied up with the AEW Games and the women.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But
so I mean, it's not necessarily a con or like a bad thing. I'm not like booing Tony Khan for this at all.
Same.
But as long as he doesn't get too power hungry about it, yeah, everything should be fine.
I think it's a good thing, as far in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's the way that things used to run in WWE a long time ago. Because you basically had Vince understanding what people wanted. You talk about Vince, you talk about Eric Bischoff. In terms of NXT, you talk about Triple H. Always one person that has their finger on the pulse. Vince, at this point, has lost touch. I think Tony Khan is in the perfect position because he understands what the fans want. He's able to give the fans what they want, and he has a better understanding of what works for AEW to the point to where it's like, I trust him right now. He's not senile.
That's a very good point.
So it's okay. But yeah, that was pretty much anything everything I had for news wise. I don't think there was anything else that I can think of that happened.
I guess this is gonna go back to your hot tag on NXT, but due to their decreased viewership, even What Culture, shout out to What Culture, are actually not going to be covering NXT 2.0 anymore.
Interesting.
Like it's just not getting it's not getting the views like on their little ups and downs. Like I was watching that yesterday, and they made a little announcement that yeah, they're not going to be doing ups and downs for NXT anymore because of the decreased viewership, which is leading to the decreased viewership in ups and downs. Which is kind of like shit, but at the same time, like it's completely understandable from my point.
Yeah.
I did see mentions on people that, I mean, rumor mill of people that could be starting to jump ship from AEW to WWE now.
Interesting.
One of the top rumored ones was actually Brian Cage. I doubt it, but I mean, it could be understandable if he does.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and we've talked about it before. I mean, it's not and no slight against Brian Cage, but even if he wasn't with Team Taz, I don't know if he would have moved the needle for anybody on AEW, like in particular. Mainly because I mean, I just there's nothing about him that just said, "Yo, I need to tune in to watch a Brian Cage match." You know, I think the only notable match that I watched that I actually appreciated was the one he had with Hangman.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just
No slights against Brian Cage, but he just kind of looks like Vince's wet dream anyway.
Yeah. So he probably fit right at home if he wanted to go to WWE or NXT 2K. I mean, 2.0.
With better graphics. Anyway.
Right? But yeah, I mean, and I can understand a lot of people feeling a certain way about like the booking of AEW because they do have a lot on their roster, but a lot of people that's not even actually signed. So
yeah,
you know,
personally,
personally,
one of my favorite unsigned people, Rekka Tahaka. She just went 0-5 this weekend. Dark, or yeah, I'll be covering that later on. I'm thinking that I might just do After Dark on Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on what I have time for.
Into your biz. Oh, and moving forward, I may actually end up just covering NXT like that, quick and simple. Just talking about what I like and what I don't like about it. But
I wanted to throw my 2 cents in on the Index honeymoon. Dexter Lumis doing the eyebrow thing and the just the quick takes on all that. That just felt so WWE.
yeah. And shout out to at least he's protected.
Yeah, the WWE effect though is definitely taking hold getting stronger in NXT. But
and I don't want to shoot too much on their ratings because their ratings I think was at 6 something. So that's still their median. That's their average.
Is it?
Now, yeah, their average for like the past year has been around like 680 or 690. 690K, depending on what happened. But once they go under like 5, then I'd be like, oh, they should probably worry. But right now, I mean, they're probably okay with what it is. They're not hitting the demo though. They're definitely not doing that.
Nah.
At all. I think they're doing like a 1.4.
Yeah, that was another reasoning for What Culture dropping the review is because of like their demos with 16 to 49 is not great.
No, not at all. But AEW is doing a fantastic job, and I think and I like that you came in and you actually stated that you felt it was not a lower tier show, but not up to par as the previous shows. And I can agree with that, but not in a bad way because
no, not at all. There were still some big highlights of what happened.
I think the primary word in all that is consistent because
there you go.
It's never bad. It may not be as good as the previous show, but there are a lot of good things about the show that held it up to where you can say it wasn't as good as the previous show, but you can't say that it was a bad show. And I like that because at least you know that you're actually getting something good. And that's the thing about NXT that used to be good, because there were shows I'd go in and like, you know what? It was all right, but I look forward to next week. I always kept coming back because there was always something. And now with NXT being the way that it is over the past 3 weeks, I'm just like, I literally almost forgot to watch it.
Yeah. Like since 2.0 came out, I've been on the Hulu episodes but this week I actually gave it my full attention on the 2-hour show, and I mean, it was a hell of a women's night.
Yeah.
Little disappointed that Gigi and JC didn't take those belts. Somebody needs to take the belts off of Io and Zoe, but
they're gonna wait for Mandy to win the women's championship, and then they're gonna end up putting the titles on Gigi and JCJ.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to have Mandy be the winner of that, but there could have been better winners.
Yeah, that's true. Personally, I think Casey and Caden should have taken the titles off of Io and Zoe, and then you could have had Toxic Attraction take it off of them. Regardless of how long they had the titles, it still would have been a good look. But they don't pay me to book, so whatever. But getting into Dynamite, they started off with CM Punk coming out again. They're basically going to they're basically going to continue to start off every show with Cult of Personality.
Feels like it.
Have CM Punk come up there, but him being on commentary is not a bad thing because they're not continuously putting him at the forefront of the show in like different feuds here and there. They're finding a way to keep him on the shows and make him have his presence without having him in the ring or having a promo all the time. So it's like good.
It actually helps make matches for him even more special too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the potential for certain feuds, which we'll get into later on. But after that, the show started off with a bang. Jungle Boy and Adam Cole, baby.
Or a boom.
And here comes the boom, and the boom came.
Oh yeah.
This match, loved it.
Yes.
I don't know if I deserved it this soon.
I got to be honest, I wasn't as interested at first because, like Scoot, if I know who the winner's going to be, you gotta I'm like halfway in.
Mm-hmm.
But as the match carried on, I was like putting my phone down and paying attention a lot more.
Honestly, it was the fans that kept me interested from the beginning because of how they made the match feel. Because with the initial pop of Adam Cole, and then of course Jungle Boy still getting his pop even against Adam Cole, it was perfect. Because it just, again, the term organic continues to flow through AEW because that's just the natural feel that they have. There's nothing that's forced. They don't want you, they want you to go with who you want to go with regardless. And
it's amazing how over Cole is. To penetrate both WWE and AEW, that we know he's the heel. He is the bad guy here. And the fans love every second of everything he does. They'll boo him for whenever he does like a straight up heel action, but you let him he pull off a Panama Sunrise or the boom knee, and everybody goes ballistic for it.
Yeah, and it's perfect. So once the moment that the Elite breaks up, he's going to be an even bigger star by that time because they're going to start clamoring for him to win some type of singles title. But of course, we're going to get those trios titles first, and we're definitely getting the Bucks and Cole, the Super Click.
Oh yeah, I want that shirt.
To get those titles. I know, right? Fantastic.
You know what? That'd be a great shirt for the Tag to wear.
You're right.
But anyway,
need to get them shirts. Put that on the budget. But yeah, of course, Coley Cole goes over with shenanigans. Nice little still making Jungle Boy look strong. You know,
Yeah.
having Cole cheat to win.
Mm-hmm.
Simple booking, no problem. And there was a theme throughout this show, which, of course, well, once we get to MGF's promo, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of that. But there was a general theme throughout this show that basically had me put my foot in my mouth after a well, not necessarily put my foot in my mouth, but we did do a video on this subject previously, and we got questions answered. That's what I'm trying to say. Not foot in my mouth. We got questions answered. There we go. But Cole's music hits. No, BTE. The BTE theme
Yeah.
hit, and then the Elite came out to cut a promo. Of course, commercial break, came back, started to cut promos, and very lengthy promo for a bit. Not a problem. I like the shitting on Brandon Cutler. No issue there. Cole basically talking about how he's the best, undefeated, and that's that.
Yeah.
But then we get Kenny on the mic, and Kenny was interrupted yet again by Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
And this was fine. This was fine up until a certain point. Because I feel like things went like this, where Kenny was talking and then Danielson started to say something, and then it just kind of got weird, and then he was like, "Come out, boys," and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. It just sounds weird." But
I don't know, man. Kenny No Balls was kind of funny.
Kenny No Balls was a good thing because, again,
Yeah.
just like they say at the bottom, Danielson checked Omega's manhood. We'll have to see if he does have balls. I don't want to see. I'm pretty sure he does, but we'll get somebody on that.
Knowing the Elite, man, they probably check each other.
We'll check that on. Maybe they can do something on BTE. We can see.
They probably will.
They should.
Hey, look, guys, I got balls.
They should do something. But basically Danielson clamoring for a rematch, but for the title this time against Omega. Omega rightfully not accepting, because I mean there's no need for him to. Danielson had his first match against Omega. It ended in a draw, time limit draw. So he hasn't really racked up any wins. And I know that this isn't going to lead it. I don't think it's going to lead to anything remotely close to Danielson getting a title shot, based on the interviews that I watched with both him and Punk for gosh, forgive me for forgetting the damn name.
Grand Slam?
For who?
Grand Slam?
No, it was a I'm gonna remember it, and I'm gonna find it so I can know for sure what the fuck it was, because I watched them back to back. Barstool Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
And
thank you for reminding me.
Danielson even talked about the fact that he likes the fact that there is a ranking system. He likes the fact that wins do matter. So he already knows that it's not viable for him to just go straight for a title shot, because he actually has to rack up wins to do so. So if they do book that match for him and Omega for the championship, he's going to be having a lot of matches between now and then.
Yes.
But I like my idea better for them just to wrestle without the fucking title, because it doesn't need it. It's that big of a match. And them basically giving a sample of what could be perfect in my book. Let's get that title on Hangman and get him in some notable feuds, so that way we can start building up other people, because right now AEW is doing a fantastic job with building for the future. The theme of this show. But yeah, so Bryan Danielson basically stated, hey, fine, I'll wrestle anybody from the elite. You want to wrestle? Let's do it. Fantastic. So it's been set up now that I believe it's on Rampage that it's going to be Nick Jackson and Danielson.
I believe it is on Rampage, yeah.
So the only problem I have with this is that this should have been what Kazarian was doing, going one by one by one, racking up wins against the elite to get a match with Omega for the Impact Championship. I think that would have been way more beneficial. And he could have lost. You could have had Christian come in and actually get the title from him. But I think this should have been the way that they were going for Kazarian being the elite hunter, because right now he's being overshadowed by Christian, by Bryan Danielson, by Jurassic Express, to the point to where it's like now the whole elite hunter thing is an afterthought. So,
yeah.
I
mean, they kept calling him that when he came out with Christian and Jungle Express.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's kind of a loose title.
Well, yeah, because now they're all elite hunters.
Well, I mean, look at it, though. I mean, yeah, not only that, but every person from the elite, aside from, what was it, Nakazawa, he's lost to. He hasn't really gotten a victory over anybody big from the elite. And
that's the sad thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're the elite hunter, yet you're losing to the elite. Okay.
Out and winning against people that the elite shit on within the elite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess. But of course, now that that's set up, that ends that, and we end up getting a promo from, I don't know if FTR's promo was first or if they had that backstage segment with Andrade and the Lucha Brothers first. But we'll talk about both of them.
But yeah, let's go on.
Yeah, which actually surprised the fuck out of me, because Andrade talked about the Lucha Brothers defending their tag team titles against some notable talent, but apparently Andrade actually has a team for them to face.
For the AAA tag titles, yeah.
Oh, for the trip. Okay, so I listened to that wrong completely. All right. So, but then still confusing, because we tried to book the shit as Lucha Brothers joining up with Andrade, but it looks like we might just be getting a whole new tag team with Andrade.
Yeah. But on the plus side, this would introduce a new trio for Andrade and whoever this tag team is to go up against Death Triangle, to go up against Super Click, so on and so forth.
I did not think about that, but that makes a lot of fucking sense.
Yeah.
And they're definitely pushing the whole trios thing even more so now, because I mean, we'll get into it later, but Bear Country and it was fucking Anthony Greene, who used to be, I believe, August Gray in NXT and 205 Live.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, they're starting to do a lot more trios matches on Dynamite and throughout AEW. So that's, I mean, it's imminent. Those titles are coming. Yeah. But
give them to us already, damn.
Thank you. I think they might be waiting for Full Gear though.
Yeah,
I'd appreciate a tournament.
It's an eliminator tournament where the finalists face off at Full Gear.
It's out of 2 teams in my book. That's the brothers with Papa Sting, of course, aka Darby Allin, John Moxley, and Eddie Kingston, and the Super Click. Those are the
Yeah.
biggest trio within AEW at this moment. And I know the Gun Club is going to be behind somewhere, but yeah.
The undefeated Gun Club.
Right? We also got a backstage, a promo from FTR, basically talking about how they're just pretty much revitalized, and now their aim is set on what needs to be set on.
Oh yeah,
So
Tony Khan went to Twitter and debuted their new music.
oh, they got new music, huh? Okay,
It
interesting.
definitely got themes of Midnight Express in there.
Ah, okay. So I mean, and it's still official. The Pinnacle is still a thing. I like the fact with them in Inner Circle, they're still kind of doing their own thing, but you know that they still are a unit. So
Yeah.
good. Now I know there was a tweet by Sean Spears stating that I guess he has to do it alone again. I'm not sure what that's pertaining to. I doubt it's pertaining to the Pinnacle and him leaving.
No, that would have definitely been on TV if he was doing that.
Exactly. So I definitely don't buy that. But then from there, we actually get, and it's funny because I thought about it when the entrance happened. Dante Martin and Matt Sydal facing against Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson. Ironically enough, Dante Martin and Matt Sydal both leaving their brother's side to join up as a tag
Right.
team.
Right. Well, I guess it's a way for them to take a loss without like screwing with their tag team record.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's actually very interesting. Huh.
Like, yeah, and hopefully this means soon enough that Darius will get back.
True. Because I do want to see Top Flight within this tag team spectrum, because with AEW focused on the now as well as the future, it's good to put more, because Dante Martin has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the reputation of Top Flight. So I would
Yes.
hope that Darius can come in and actually get a piece of that, so that way he doesn't end up being forgotten like the likes of, Christian in WWE, WWF, and Matt Hardy in WWE,
Yeah.
WWF. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson against Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. This, I know it's setting up for something, and I hate that I don't know what the fuck is going on, because the booking of Cody Rhodes is so fucking weird.
It really is.
Because I mean, apparently, based on the end of the match, he's still focused on Malachi Black, which I'm fine with that. To an extent, but with Lee Johnson doing the blind tag to get himself in and then taking the win, which is good on him, fantastic. It's, and that's another thing, because that's also very weird, because Cody also stated that he was not going to turn heel. He said he retired before turning heel.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that.
Could just show up with Stardust.
Unless that's the case. Or he just says fuck everybody and just does his own thing, which I'd be fine with that, because that's not
Or he
necessarily him
takes on a
turning
new
heel.
persona in general and joins Malachi Black.
Oh, huh. Because I don't know if the whole I mean, granted, he still can't use Stardust because that's AEW. I mean, that's WWE property. But if he does do something different and goes to the quote unquote dark side, that might work. Because look, the thing is, and I know Cody may not want to go heel. Cody is a fantastic heel.
He's amazing as a heel.
So it's crazy how he just refuses to want to. It's almost like the John Cena effect. John Cena can be a fantastic heel. He chose not to based on merchandise, but Cody has been a heel on numerous occasions.
His heel
Most
work in
notably,
DTE alone. But you're
yes.
saying most notably.
No. I mean, I was saying because I was agreeing, because I was immediately going to go to the whole ROH thing. with the whole, Ring of Honor championship, with him having the fucking Ring of Honor. Fucking loved it. Fucking loved it. And he already has the makeup of a fucking heel. It's like you can't unsee that.
Right.
So my thing is, why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? But it's hard to see him, especially in terms of star power, with Malachi Black and him actually becoming a heel. Now I don't know if they would be equals in terms of a tag team, or we're talking about a stable where Malachi Black would basically be the forefront because he would be the one to have. Yeah. So yeah,
I'd love to see a heel Cody or a persona of a heel Cody. And oh man, I always wanted to bring back all that heel work he did, even in BTE. Like even if you didn't follow, even if you didn't watch his run in Ring of Honor, you just go back and watch him in BTE and how he acted.
Exactly.
And it played so well into the whole Bullet Club thing. It played so well into New Japan.
You see people. Matter of fact, see, there's homework.
Kenny Omega, damn it! Yes, homework, people.
Just go back and watch what was it? All of, I want to say 2018 or 2019?
I think it was like late 2017 going into 2018, because remember that was also when they're setting up for Allin.
Perfect. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, people. Homework. New Japan Ring of Honor 2017 to 2018. Watch all that shit.
Yeah. Don't forget to watch your BTs. They're only 15 minutes at that time.
Really are. It takes nothing. You can go take a shit in the bathroom and watch that. Simple.
Yep.
Simple. I mean, it's about movement. It's happening. It happens. We all do it. Anyway, but Lee Johnson gets the win. Cody outside the ring gets in. Cody looked weird during the celebration. And then after that, he gets on the mic, starts calling out Malachi Black. Orange shuts that shit down immediately, says, "Stop talking." Malachi Black has the whole Nightmare Family's number. He took out this person, took out me, took out this person, took out you. He got it. You had a chance. You had him beat, and you messed up by worrying about me. I don't know what the whole retirement shit with putting your boots in the ring was about, but if I'm in this kind of feud and I got this going on, I'm going to make sure that if I have to hold the barrel of a gun to somebody's head.
That was the weirdest metaphor that I just dropped my jaw on.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to splatter his brains.
Like, what are you going to do if you're getting held up at gunpoint or you're getting robbed? You're getting carjacked. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was carjacked.
Like, are you just going to let them take the car, or are you going to pull out the Glock and put it to their head?
And Arn Anderson definitely said Glock.
He said, pull out the Glock. I didn't know whether to just be amazed or just in some kind of a weird shock. I was just like, this motherfucker just said, pull out the Glock.
Look, it's safe to say that Mr. Arn Anderson is definitely about that life.
It looks like it, man.
Don't carjack Arn Anderson.
Because
you'll get a nice spine buster and you get some brain splattering. So
he will keep that thing on him.
He keeps that thing on. But from there we get a back and forth promo from Ruby Soho and Britt Baker, which this again, more consistency to the show, which I love. Yeah. Because Ruby Soho basically talked about her losing and said, Britt Baker got her number, do the shenanigans, whatever. but she knows that she just can't get an immediate rematch for the title shot. She knows that she has to rack up wins. Perfect that they continuously.
I was saying nice little jab at WWE there.
Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. And it's fantastic because now it's like it's you're still putting it in the fans' minds that okay, wins and losses matter. We know that there's not going to be immediate rematches. We know that in order for you to get back in contention for a title, you got to make sure that you show your work. Because if you don't, you ain't getting shit. As opposed to losing, continuously losing, streak after streak of losing streaks, and then getting a title shot, i.e. Jinder Mahal, or being a legend who hasn't done anything notable, and then just coming in on, out of the blue and saying, oh, I'm going to get a title shot, i.e. Oldberg.
Or John Cena.
Or John Cena. And just basically jumping the line over people that's been putting in the work and doing everything that they can on TV while you've been gone.
Yeah.
It's a slap in the face of the performers. But regardless of the fact, AEW is still doing it right. And this promo by Ruby Soho and the promo by Britt Baker with the rebuttal on it, good heel work, good, I guess, face work for Ruby Soho. But either way, it's just loved it, fucking loved it. Keep it going. Now, do we see Jamie Hayter basically being loyal to Britt Baker, or do we see her potentially turning on Britt Baker?
I say eventually she'll turn on Britt Baker.
Oh, so you actually do believe that she'll turn on her?
At some point, but I don't see it being like soon.
Yeah.
Like probably after Britt drops the belt to Thunder Rosa.
Oh. Huh. You think Britt turns face?
I mean, she does her heel work so good.
Yes.
I could see her being the confident face.
Okay. Interesting.
But damn, it's hard to say like how the turn would happen. Like,
well, then let me ask this: do you see Jamie Hayter turning face?
Not currently.
I don't know.
She's not. I shouldn't say she's not getting over with the fans in that regard, but she's not so beloved by the fans that if she were to turn face right now, that the fans would be like over their head over heels for it.
True.
Like the fans would still love Britt Baker no matter what, like whether she's heel or face.
Okay, because now something else has jumped in my mind. So we're pretty much getting this TBS women's title. I'm sure. Do we get women's tag titles in AEW?
Eventually, but I don't see that happening soon.
Same. I think the earliest it happens is next year if they do another women's tag tournament, which I forgot what the fuck they called it the last time.
Yeah, that was cool that they did it, but at the same time they just made it
off to the wayside because they got medals for Diamante and Ivelisse.
Yeah,
and
but then
nothing happened from
left.
That. Yeah, so I don't know, but I'm with you on that. I do think they eventually get those because they are stacked with women, and I think via the open door, there's a lot of potential there as well. So we'll see. But next up, we get the three brothers and Papa Sting, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Darby Allin, and they all came through the crowd. So to me, that's more blatant. Just guess what? Trios titles are coming.
You got to.
they, and again, this is my and see, there's a bias for the Super Click, but as far as AEW as a whole, this is my favorite trios team. Just because of how it organically build and the dynamic between Moxley and Darby, Kingston and Moxley, and just everything. It works.
Yeah.
It works. Darby is Sting's favorite son, obviously.
Yeah. Well, he is the youngest, so that fits.
Yeah, and Moxley's the oldest. Kingston is the middle child. You know, it's like watching Three Ninjas, where you got
oh man, Three Ninjas.
Rocky Cole and Tum Tum.
Yeah.
Shout out to Three Ninjas. It's just it feels like that dynamic, just like grown up, you know, and instead of them, you know, eating candy and drinking soda, they're drinking beers and, you know, well, not Darby because Darby's straight edge, but which is why he's Sting's favorite son.
Which is all what we were widely made aware of.
Yes, via the promo, thanks to MJF.
Yeah.
But gosh, that was we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
That's a good
to it. But yeah, they went up against Bear Country and is Anthony Greene?
Yeah,
yes, it's right there. I'm reading it right there. It's sad. Shame. Because I have August Gray in my mind, so I want to say that, but it's whatever. But
AG.
Yes, so I still like the fact that Bear Country is on there, and I like Bear Country as a tag team. I like that they feel so traditional. They're almost in the same lane as like FTR and have that old school vibe, but it's not like completely overdone. I think they fit very well. I think they play their part. I don't know if they'll ever win tag titles or anything like that, but they're utility players in my book as of right now. So I'm fine with it. This match, short and simple, to the point, had a lot of funny moments, especially with Anthony Greene trying to do a crossbody on both Mox and Kingston and basically just bouncing off them and then getting completely demolished by both and then getting a Stinger death drop from Sting.
Yeah.
And basically Kingston doing his a quick tribute to Brody by holding up Brody Lee sign. I thought he was gonna talk on the mic for a little bit, but unfortunately we didn't get that. But it's okay.
Maybe he did during the commercial break or something.
That's also
or maybe
possible.
He did after the show,
which is also very possible.
Do that. He does like to do that,
and that's a good thing for the fans in attendance. Oh, yeah. So and it's always that appreciation. So definitely happy about that. But from there we get the pretty much the most glaring Brody tribute in the Dark Order and Cassidy versus the HFO, which continuously gets fucking bigger out of nowhere.
Oh, you're talking about what's his name?
Is it Jordan Jules?
Yeah, no, Jordan Joel.
Jordan Joel. Okay, I was close.
He was recently taken under Matt Hardy's wing like a few weeks ago. They even cut a promo how eventually AEW is going to get to India and how Jordan Joel's like going to be a representative or something of the HFO because of, but he had Jordan Joel like speak in Punjab or something of that nature to the TV. He's like, yeah, tell him about me, tell him about this, tell him what we're going to do. And he kept on like telling him, say this, say that. And he's eventually like, look, we all love this guy, but you know, and like, yeah, it'll be cool whenever we get there.
Hold on, Jaeger. I'm sorry because now it's just because we got we have.
He
I
was
can't
very
even
much in
say.
big money Matt mode when he
I
was
can't.
doing this promo.
I can't even say the unstable unicorn at this point because right now he's holding the unstable Glock. Mr. Scoot Anderson.
Oh my god!
Hold on, Scoot. So you can't just come on here and just leave the moment
No,
that
wait,
shit is
what?
shown.
No, Scoot. No, I got 2 seconds left. I need more. I
You see
need.
what I'm saying?
Oh
Here's the
no.
problem. We brought him on. He saw that we had the Hardy family office on here, and he said, "Fuck all that," and then dipped the fuck out. It's
Yep.
exactly what happened.
Yep.
How apropos it is for him to jump in the moment that we start talking about this match and give us that fantastic image of Mr. Arn Anderson holding a Glock. So
Come on, Scoot. You got to come back with that. Oh my god, that was gold. I hadn't seen that yet, and that's amazing.
interesting because that's the first time that I've seen it. So yeah, Scoot, get your ass back on here so we can see what the fuck that is and where you got it from. But until then, this match, we all know that Dark Order's been having their issues
Yes.
due to hell. Throw it in the pond, you name it. It's there.
Well, I
You
mean,
know.
the biggest issue then being how they treated Hangman's departure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that amongst how like half of them are, well, shit, 4 out of the 7 are not really cool with Uno trying to take the leadership or trying to act like he's an interim leader in all of this. And then Uno
And
feeling slighted because they're not accepting him, I guess.
yeah, and basically just lashing out at whoever just doesn't fall in line. But in for lack of a better term, obviously.
Yeah.
But now I know there were the rumors of one Bray Wyatt attending said show.
Damn it, I really wish that was going to be true.
I don't know how true those rumors are because again, nothing is ever for sure until we see it. And you know, and of course, leading up to the show, I think the morning of, I think I had heard that there was, you know, it wasn't going to happen. But I thought that would have been a misdirect to be like, okay, well, they're saying it all of a sudden now that he's not going to be there, so maybe he will. So I had high hopes that he was probably going to show up. But the moment that I saw Amanda Huber show up, I was like, nah, there's no way because I don't see Bray Wyatt debuting during this type of situation because clearly they're not going to be feeding off the disarray between Dark Order because now they're making this a happy moment where they're going to come together, you know, for I don't want to say greater good because that sounds so cheesy, but for
for the love and memory of Brody Lee.
Yeah, there we go. That I think that's better for, you know, for the memory of Brody Lee.
Yeah.
And to show that unity, you know, for the faction that basically -1 has inherited. And a good call to him, you know, throwing the paper again.
Oh man, that was beautiful, him throwing the papers at Uno.
And then Amanda Huber coming out and basically saying, you know, no, what are y'all doing? Get this shit together.
Yeah.
And then them coming in and just having that whole fucking flurry. And then the hug. And then, of course, Allin 5H was getting his mask taken off. What, this is like the second time?
I think so.
And he basically just said, fuck it. And he said, I don't give a shit about putting the mask back on. So I don't know if he's going to leave it off. Because now he did still have it off during that Sammy Guevara promo during Road to the Top. So I don't know. We may just say, you know, I think we might have 10 as the only 10 and -1 as the only two with actual fucking mask.
Ooh, shout out to Ten's new mask, by the way.
Yeah.
That looked sick. Also, shout out to Ten coming out in Brody Lee's cloak.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's getting their chance.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's obvious Dark Order goes over on this one. Orange Cassidy completely overshadowed. I get why he was in the match, but it wasn't necessary. They didn't have to have him in this match. They could have left Matt Hardy out of the match. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could have left Matt out of the match because hell, HFO is big enough to have enough members to be in this fucking match. They are stacked with useless talent, as Scoot would say.
Yeah, I say. I mean, I don't know, man. Private Party and Butcher and Blade are pretty fucking great.
Yes, they are. No issues here whatsoever.
Yeah. Is Penelope Ford part of the HFO
now? With her coming out to their music with Bunny, it's hard to say because I don't know. Because I mean, they could have been pressed for time when she came out and said, "You know, fuck it, we're just gonna have everybody come out at one time."
Yeah.
I don't know. But I wouldn't put it past them. I don't see Kip anywhere. At least,
yeah, where the hell has he been? Is he injured?
He's doing I think he's doing some vignettes with like this fucking box that says underrated and over it. It's some weird shit. So I mean, that leads me to believe that he's coming back at some point, sometime soon, with a new gimmick. So who knows if Penelope's going to be over here in HFO? Kip may be doing something on his own.
Could be.
So, we'll see. But Dark Order right now seemingly feels like they're back together. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how official it is. I would actually. So
there's
Mr.
a
Unstable Block.
What happened?
How you gonna come on here with that amazing image and then just leave, man?
Look, so what happened was while I was trying to get on, some ruffian had to come up, and I had to show him what was up.
Try and carjack you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I had to show him what was up. So, I had to let him know. Double A, or in this case, SA, ain't to play with.
Jesus.
So you were a friend to said carjacker.
Look, all I'm saying is
Isn't that profiling?
That was one of the most amazing things I heard this week. And I didn't expect it to come from him of all people, but I'm glad it happened. And thank you, Double A.
So did you find this image or did you make this image? Because
I found it.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I will send it in the group chat like right now. I found it.
Please do. I need to share this with the world.
Yeah, like, I need to put this shit on a shirt.
Yeah. At this point, yes. It does need to happen. Yes. It is being sent right now.
Scoot.
What up?
I know you're probably pressed for time. You got any thoughts on?
Oh, no. Go ahead. I'm here. What's up?
Oh, you have any thoughts on anything that happened in? Well, because I mean, right now we're pretty much at a little bit over half of the show.
I enjoyed the Cole and Jungle Boy match for sure.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I enjoyed that they gave Big Shotty some pun intended. They gave Big Shotty some shine.
Mm-hmm.
This match.
I mean, yeah, the match as a whole was
too many people. It was too many moving parts in this match.
Yeah, when
It was
Aubrey
a
has
16-man tag.
Yeah, it was
16, man.
that's what got me because once I heard 16-man tag, I was like, why? But when I saw who was within it, I was like, okay, I understand what they're doing, but this is where I thought we were gonna get Bray Wyatt.
You know, I thought so too, but then I'm pretty sure he probably thought it might have been probably would have been a little out of taste considering Brody's hometown and everything. So he was just probably like, I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let Dark Order have their moment, especially with Manda being there, especially with -1. So let them have the moment, and then maybe in a week or two, we'll see what happens and what goes forward with the Dark Order.
I can see Dark Order doing a bit next week. Like, okay, we're back together. We're like on the same level. Who's going to be our new leader? Or are we even going to have a new leader? And then we get Wyndham showing up.
I can see that.
Fair enough on that one.
But I think that's all that really happened. Really, I really wasn't feeling that whole promo after Adam Cole and Jungle Boy's match. That was a little kind of just but
Yeah. I mean, the fits were fly though.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
And then too, not only that, there was no Don Callis.
Oh shit, there wasn't, man.
Look, man, he was suit shopping.
Oh, you know what? I'm fine with that. Let's go get that mint green suit. Let's get a mint green suit. Let's get some love and lavender. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't on my TV, so I was happy.
We'll get some heavenly white.
White. I would have gone for some eggshell white myself, but
that would have been fine too. Give me a soft silver.
He can get a whole bunch of stay off my TV.
No. You can see that? No, you can't have that. Can't have that. Nah, we won't let that happen. Matter of fact, get Callis, if you're watching, give us a sherbet orange suit.
Oh yes.
We can use every view we can get, but Don Callis, we don't need your view.
Big yikes.
But what but you know what views we do need though.
What's that?
TJ's.
Who?
KJ.
In a way.
Hey.
In a way. I was thinking more lines of Team Cheeks for Weeks.
Yo, that's the name. Oh. Loki, I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you for the love. But that's the name.
But yes, T.A.G indeed. Because they were next up.
Once again, y'all know how I feel about anything dealing with HFO. So of course I was already going for T.A.G, but
always. I mean, no question.
Yeah.
No question.
Oh yeah, there was no doubt that we were going for T.A.G.
But yeah. So
I mean, Team Cheeks for Weeks.
Yeah. Brazil weather and gripping leather.
Oh, bars.
Listen. This match in itself was nothing to shake a stick at. It was more there for the moment because we're putting Dark Order on TV. With the inclusion of Ty Conti, who is definitely unofficially, officially a part of Dark Order. They won't say it, but we know she is. Now, one of the main reasons why I still feel that eventually next year, these women tag team titles are coming because
too many tandems.
This is definitely a team that's going to be vying for said titles or said medals until they get titles, because clearly those medals are a thing. Not officially, since we haven't seen them since they were won by Diamante and Ivelisse. But regardless, yes, This was more so for the moment because at the end, Ty Conti and Anna Jay definitely won this match. -1 came out, celebrated with them, and that was that.
No, -1 came out and celebrated with Ty Conti.
Well, we know what he did. We know what he was doing because Jungle Man is already gripping leather. -1 is trying to feel the Brazilian weather. I get it. But look, it happens. I get it. He's trying to become a +1 man. So,
man, that kid's approaching puberty, and I just fear for Ty one night.
I fear for -1. I don't think he's ready.
He ain't. He's gonna be like, "Hey Ty, what you doing tonight?" Right? I don't got any homework.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like, he gonna be like, the homework's done. My mom is willing to drop me off. Where you trying to go?
Oh, you know he's trying to go. He's trying to give her that exalted one.
Oh.
Saying that's what's gonna see. Yeah, it's not gonna be positive. See, yeah, -1, not gonna be +1. He's gonna go straight to exalted one.
He gonna just skip
as any grown ass man would do.
Straight skyrocket, no pun intended. But, and no pun intended on that either. But good shit on that end. We already know what this is for. Nothing against that match, but
they got the T.A.G entrance too.
They did. And on both accounts, both Penelope Ford and Bunny look like a team rocking the black and red, and you know, Cheeks for Weeks rocking red and pink, little diamond colors. You know, they're getting it. It's fine. But one of the highlights of the night, again, and this is where I said we talk about the meat and potatoes of this show, and that's the fact that this show, its core theme was basically building for the future, and we had a video where we talked about this exact topic, stating that with everybody coming in from outside of AEW, whether it be WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact, so on and so forth, would this overshadow the future of AEW? This show in itself answered that question with flying colors and basically said no.
Mm-hmm.
And MJF said it himself, the pillars of AEW. Well, he said 4. I stated 5 with Ricky Starks. But if we're talking about the 4, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy / Man, and MJF himself. This has been stated. We already know. Anybody that's watched AEW knows that these 4 are the ones that are going to basically take the reins within AEW. And I love how they opened up with Adam Cole and Jungle Boy / Man. I love how we had a match with Darby Allin with his 2 big brothers. And I love how we ended off the show. So everything was bookend and filled in with substance of said future. And this gave us the potential, one of the potentially biggest feuds outside of MJF and Jungle Boy within Darby Allin and MJF. And I love how MJF went down the line and basically stated Sammy Guevara beat him, Jungle Boy beat him, Darby Allin didn't really say much and kind of just sped past that.
He sped past it.
And of course, during that, we ended up getting Darby Allin coming out. Didn't expect it either, but he came out, he cut his promo on it, and basically said, "I'm the only person out of the 4 in this pillar who's had a title." Sick burn, and then of course MJF trying to cut deep, making it personal. And I know there was. Go ahead.
once again to kind of bring up what you said, I wonder is it what did you call it? Heel privilege?
Positional privilege.
Yeah. Because he was
And
saying some. I mean, granted, Darby has told the story of him and his uncle before, but still he's trying to.
We've also seen Dark Side of the Ring, so I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to dig knife deep and turn. So
look, I know for a fact that they have had to had a they would have had to have they would have had to have had a conversation before this promo because I just can't see MJF just going off the cuff and saying fuck. I'm just gonna say whatever and you're just gonna deal with it. Now,
right?
Darby's reaction to it made it feel authentic and genuine. Like, yo, I didn't expect you to talk about this, but I'm gonna compose myself.
Yeah.
But there's no way outside of of all of Heart of Hearts, MJF, the way he comes across. I know for a fact there's no way that he just went just off the rip and just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just do what I want, say what I want. You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
But it was surprising though because Darby just switched it. It said, you know what, you're not gonna break me mentally. And
I mean, to be fair, I wonder what you would have to say to Darby to break him mentally.
That's very interesting.
Considering what we've seen him put through physically, it makes me wonder mentally what would you have to do to break Darby?
That's the intriguing part about it that I like. Because that's a good standpoint on that because it's like, yeah, will we ever see Darby like break? And I think if we do, it's going to be because of MJF.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, they have what? If they don't try to rush this match, they have like a month and a half until Full Gear. So
yeah,
unless they try to do it in one of the later October shows, but they have a little bit to kind of build it.
Earliest I see this happening is Full Gear. That's the very earliest. If it doesn't happen then I don't see it happening for at least another 6 months, maybe. I think this may just be like a tease. Because again, just like me and Jaeger talked about with the trios titles, it's between Super Click and the brothers with Papa Sting that's going to end up getting those trios titles first.
Sons of Sting.
If I had to take a guess now, Super Click.
That's the only reason I see them losing to Lucha Bros at the timing that they have.
Adam Cole is too hot right now.
Yes.
So I can definitely see the Super Click being the first ones.
His entrance music made #1 on multiple streaming platforms.
Hey, that's the Adam Cole effect.
It's all about the boom.
All about the boom. Now there was, of course, there was a slight tease to Punk because MJF did bring up the fact that Darby, why Darby was straight edge, and of course, when everybody started talking about straight edge, Punk's name rang throughout the crowd.
Yeah.
And he kind of brushed it off a little bit. Still pinpointed a few times, but for the most part, kind of just brushed it off. So again, we know there's history between Punk and MJF. We know that there's a story there. Not sure when they're going to pull the trigger. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, nor should it be. But
that'd be a great feud, MJF versus CM Punk for the title whenever MJF gets it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Would be.
That's interesting. I don't know. And what's crazy is that now the title picture for the AEW Championship looks a bit more interesting thanks to the end of this match.
So I'm going to say this. You know, if y'all want to discuss the whole match, we can. I had a feeling when this match was happening, as it was happening, that the outcome was going to happen. It started to show more and more that Sammy G was taking it home.
Yeah, that I was still on the fence. I'll be honest. Even up to the end, I was still on the fence because that's where I had a genuine shock. Like, oh damn, they actually pulled the trigger on it. But there was a certain point throughout the majority of the match where I was like, it's a good back and forth. They're making Sammy G look really fucking good.
Did y'all read that post I had sent y'all that somebody had their thoughts on that match?
I don't think I did read that one.
It said something about how there's like 7 mountain peaks in Bulgaria or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did read that. The Twitter post. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and lo and behold, the 8th challenger being
Guevara,
and he took it.
Now, the way that I called it, it was technically Jungle Boy. I was like, well, if anybody's gonna take it, it's gonna be Jungle Boy because they're building for that. Not once did I ever think it was gonna be Sammy Guevara. And
I wonder why they pulled. I guess like you kind of said earlier with the promo, maybe it was one of them things to where they want to start highlighting the pillars.
True. And I know I texted this is how you book a title a title change.
Title change, yeah.
And the reason I said that is because just the build up to it. Thinking about how you had the whole thing with Fuego del Sol and you had Sammy Guevara pretty much a part of this, but in the background. I never once thought that he was going to compete for the TNT Championship because I figured that he was going to be wrapped up with Inner Circle shit. And even though he was like within it, he was never like just ingrained in it until a certain point, which of course brings up Miro's promo where he was like, I've been beating up your friend for weeks, and now you decide to kind of jump in. Thought was fantastic. I love the fact how this was a story, but not a forefront story. And to me, that's a direct shot at WWE because this wasn't hot shot booking. They didn't do this in a retaliation. They said, this is how it makes sense. This is how, and granted, Scoot, you kind of seen the writing on the wall at a certain point. But, you know, there's a lot of people that was like me who was watching. It was like genuine shock. And to look at the reaction of the crowd once that last maybe like 3 to 4 minutes of that match where Sammy was getting pop after pop after pop. And it was like, oh, y'all have to put the title on him now. Like, I don't know if y'all are going to, but if y'all were going to call an audible, now would be the time.
Now, there was one thing that did upset me when Sammy won. Where the hell was Inner Circle?
Okay, I said the same thing, but I went back and I looked at it again. Santana and Ortiz did come out.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, they were in that, but I was still confused as to why all these other people came out. It's like, y'all making it seem like Sammy was trying to get this title for like weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
It's like
y'all made Miro seem like the big bad boss or something.
Exactly.
And Sammy finally conquered.
Now, to me, this reaction would have made more sense had it been Jungle Boy.
Yes.
And had it been sometime within like early next year or mid next year where, you know, Miro was just running roughshod through everybody. That would have been fine. But for this, it just seemed completely out of place had it been anybody other than Inner Circle coming out.
Yes.
Fuego running interference on the whole turnbuckle spot with Miro makes sense.
That part was a little weird to me.
Oh, yeah?
He started just going off, ripping all the turnbuckles off. I was like,
oh, that part, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, hey, you're doing too much. You know, around that time when he was ripping off all the turnbuckles, that's when I was kind of like, all right, Sammy about to win this. Miro
Yeah,
doing
once I
too
saw
much.
Fuego, yeah, I was like, yeah, I think
Miro
they
doing
probably
too
do it.
much.
But
All right,
they didn't
so
let
with
that to be
that
the
being
end, though.
said, if you watch the first 20 minutes of Rhodes to the Top, we saw that Sammy G has his first challenger in one Bobby Fish.
I did
Yes.
not see that. How did they go about introducing this?
So basically, what happened was the first commercial break was an interview, and Bobby Fish legitimately did send a tweet because I did see the tweet, and then Sammy was like, "Okay, well, Bobby Fish will be my first competitor. He doesn't even work here, but hey." And then as he said that, the Man of the Year came around the corner and was like, "Oh, so you giving title shots to people who don't even work here while you have us here? Where's our title shots and things like that?" And then Sammy was like, "Bobby Fish is next week. I can fight y'all right now." And then, it was a pull apart, and then it went back to the show.
Yeah. And here's the weird thing about it is because once the match ended and they had Sammy's celebration, the commentary basically said, and next up, we'll hear from the champ. And I was like, but then they put the graphic up and then the show went off and I was like, wait a minute. When they're supposed to do this? And I was like, oh, it must be some shit that's going to happen like on YouTube or whatever.
JR said it. JR has said
it.
They
did?
I think it was the JR Excalibur. One of them has said, you'll hear from the new champ during the first commercial break.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I completely missed that part.
That's why I had text in the chat that I wanted this something they're going to try to do to get people to at least watch the first bit of Rhodes to the Top.
Well, yeah.
Interviews during the first commercial break or something.
That's interesting. That would be actually something interesting to do. But I just hope they don't get too carried away with it.
But Jaeger, I didn't finish watching the first episode, but to give you the timeline, the first episode he had just did his promo against Anthony Ogogo when he was saying he was about to have a half black, half white child and all of that. That was around the time frame of the first episode.
Yeah, I thought they would have gone back to like the inception of AEW Dynamite and shit like that.
I thought so too, but remember they was kind of sprinkling stuff here and there because with Cody and Brandy being the chief branding officer and an EVP, they were sprinkling in different things of the different hats that they wear, and then another tidbit that they showed that Julia Hart and Lee Johnson are a couple apparently.
Yeah, crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, because they actually
herself.
went to Cody.
Yeah, no.
They actually went to Cody, and then Lee Johnson was like, "Hey, just letting you know we're a couple," and Cody was like, "Okay," and just left it at that.
So I wonder if Lee Johnson was a part of that Eiffel Tower.
Oh my God!
No.
Saying, I mean,
she just wanted all the big shouty.
There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and the only person we can ask now is Lee Johnson.
Yeah, at this point.
So,
but it seemed like it was an interesting show. Like I said, after the Sammy Guevara segment, I stopped watching, but it seemed like it's gonna be interesting. But I guess
my DVR only catches so much.
But I guess to go back to it, do we think Scorpio Sky or Ethan Page is going to be the one to take the belt off of Sammy?
I would hope it's Scorpio over Ethan Page.
Same, because I was hoping that Scorpio would have taken it off of Darby at a certain point. So
from that promo though earlier, it seemed like they want Ethan Page to kind of be next up.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know.
Scorpio deserves the spotlight, man. He does. He's a phenomenal performer, and
I agree.
Damn it, he needs to get that recognition.
But I mean, it's like I said before. I'd already said that after Miro, I feel like it's going to be no more lengthy title shots for the TNT title. So I think Sammy may get 3, 4, maybe 3 or 4, most 5 defenses, whether they be spread out because I don't think they're going to be very close together. I think they might be close, and probably spread out. Probably 2 meaningful feuds, and then like 3. I don't want to say BS. Yeah. So, and then you'll get the next person. So probably by like his 6th defense, he'll do it.
At least with Sammy being champ. Go ahead.
Did y'all mention Lio Rush?
Oh, we did.
Okay, yeah. Oh, so yeah, I called this shit. I said once he got hurt, said he was gonna fucking retire. I said he probably got shook up. He probably got shook up. He was gonna be back. He's young enough to the point to where it's like, all right. And you know who did it? Motherfucking Tony Khan said, you know what? Just come on over here. Just come over. We got you. Gave a promo.
Somebody said Lio Rush is the only AEW wrestler to debut twice.
That actually is true.
It is.
Now, he did post some that there was some pictures that he posted. Apparently, him and Mark Henry have made up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another picture that was interesting, he did take a picture with Private Party. And my immediate thought was, please take them away from the HFO.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen? Since they're doing this whole like
LBO
money man stock market thing. Yeah, he's probably gonna buy them out of
please
Matt Hardy's fucking contract shit.
Like
that's a good another trio.
But
good trio
even doesn't look bad.
Yeah, that's another trio. That's another fucking trio. See that? Oh my gosh, the booking of this trios division is fucking crazy.
So that's my immediate thought when I saw it. I was like, please pull them from the HFO.
Yeah, this is yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens when these trio titles are introduced. Give me all this shit, motherfucking ASAP. But
yes,
regardless, that was Dynamite in a nutshell. The key word in all this is consistency. They've been very consistent with their booking, whether it been amazing shows like Grand Slam or just middle of the road but never bad shows like last night's Dynamite, which is still very good in its own right. It's just not, it doesn't have everything, but they do what's necessary. Because again, we're and Rampage, fucking look, they know how to book. In our show,
they're definitely getting better with it. They're definitely making it make sense and making it exciting to watch and kind of making you want to stick tuned week to week to see what's going to happen. Because honestly, who really went to that show and legitimately thought Sammy G was going to take that belt off of Miro, considering how dominant Miro has been?
Exactly. So, crazy thing is, we got no promo from Miro.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Miro's about to turn into a madman.
Watch we get CJ.
Yep. This might lead to CJ coming.
Book it.
I know before we wrap it up, did y'all get a chance to hear Adam Cole on Talk Is Jericho?
I've been wanting to listen to it, but I need to.
I listened to part of his oral sessions.
Of course, like typical fashion, he had nothing bad to say about his time in NXT. He did say this is the first time since 2009 that him and O'Reilly aren't in the same company.
Interesting.
So he said that usually him and O'Reilly are always intertwined. But he said that since 2009, this is the first time they're not in the same company. He did say that NXT was treated like a third brand. He said, regardless of what it was, we were treated like a third brand. So that was
for a bit.
Huh?
I say for a bit. I believe that to an extent.
he was also talking about how everybody would always show Britt love when Britt would come to the NXT shows, and when he would go to the AEW shows, there was never any like beef. Sean was his biggest mentor. He said, if anything, that's the one thing he will miss. He will miss being able to talk to Shawn Michaels the most, because he said Sean helped him with a lot. Like Sean helped him with getting better with promos, in ring things. He said there was a lot of things that Sean kind of helped him with, and that made him a better NXT star. So he did say that's one thing he's going to miss, is that, you know, that guidance from Sean. And he said that Sean and Trips were the first people he told that he was leaving, and they were nothing but supportive.
Yeah, he kind of said the same thing on oral sessions too.
Yeah. What else was he saying? He did say that they wanted to change his look.
Yep, got that shit. I heard that through the grapevine though. Change his name and cut his fucking hair.
His look. Huh?
So they want to change his name and cut his fucking hair.
Yeah.
They wanted him to be bald.
He told Jericho how he got the name Adam Cole. And he said basically Cole was supposed to be his name up until he was born, but his parents named him Austin, and he said there was too many Austins, so he just went with Adam.
Makes sense. Yeah, you don't don't see a lot of Adams.
You really don't.
Huh.
And then he said, you know, the Adam Cole baby, he said the Adam Cole part came from Joey Mercury. He said back in some promotion, Joey Mercury used to always go around saying, Joey Mercury, Joey Mercury, Joey Mercury. And he said the baby came from Chris Jericho, when Chris Jericho used to and then that's when Jericho said that he got it from another Japanese wrestler. So it just all came full circle.
Said, "Come on, baby!"
Yeah. So
I remember that.
It all stuck. What else did he mention? He mentioned about how all of that came together so quickly that soon as he could able to do the contract negotiations, him hurry up and signing, him hurry up going into All Out, then, you know, he's like, all of that was just one big just whirlwind.
I think it was like all like less than a week.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because I think he said up until that point, I think he said he was unsure.
And he was also saying too, which for the people out there, Lip Dizzle did do a NXT 2.0 recap. Yeah. But he did say he wants to see what happens with this himself too. He's intrigued himself. And he said they have Pete Dunnes, they have the Tommaso Ciampas, they have the Gargano still there. They should be able to help usher in the new wave of talent. So he wants to see what happens with NXT 2.0 as well.
It's gonna be funny to see all these 6+ 200-pound people like taking hints and pointers from like Gargano and Ciampa.
Huh.
Well, I think what happens too, I think kind of like what Cole was saying, as long as Sean and Trips are there for guidance, and you know, he said Carino too. He did mention Norman Smiley and somebody else. He said too that they were all helpful, but he said definitely Sean was his most influential. That helped him the most while he was in NXT.
I believe all that, but my worry comes from a portion of that of Vince's Horsemen.
Yeah,
that's where my worry comes from. Because again, it's like I talked about it in my little recap, my opinionated recap. There's some potential there, it's just hard for me to trust the people that's heading the shit to do right.
Yeah, that's
So
fair though.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not feeling as negative about it as I was. It's
yeah, I'm
still
same.
it's still not the best thing, but I'm not as negative.
Look, I'll tell you right now, my favorite thing as of this week, outside of the traditional shit, is where Toxic Attraction goes.
I know we talking about AEW. If she wins that belt, I'm big mad. Big mad. Big mad.
I mean, technically, you're already big mad, thanks to Big Braun.
Shut up. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Go ahead and you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and just.
Wait, is it Braun Strowman's real first name like Adam too?
Yes. Yes.
How crazy is that shit? But anyway, any final thoughts on AEW? Because I'm not trying to get hit with an unstable Glock tonight.
Yo. That picture is beautiful.
It really is.
Any final thoughts? I'm looking forward to this feud with MJF and Darby Allin. Like I don't know. I felt like it's been a long time coming. I'm ready to see these trios titles finally come our way. Hopefully, like probably by the time of Full Gear, and then I'm even more ready for Wyndham Rotunda to make his debut in some form or fashion.
Same. Scoot, you got any final thoughts?
You know, I'm a little intrigued to see what happens with Cody.
Oh.
After what happened with, the way he was acting in that match and everything, his obsession with wanting to fight Malachi Black and all of that, I'm a little intrigued to see what's gonna happen with Cody. Is Cody gonna go to the dark side in some form or fashion? And of course, I'm still waiting to see what anything happens with Adam Cole.
True.
I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with Sammy G and his title reign. See how that goes for him.
It's about to be the new Intercontinental title.
So I'm waiting to see what happens with that. See how that works out for him.
I want to see what he does with the belt.
Yeah.
If he changes it up,
he already got a new title. He already got a new design. He got the black strap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm down with it. I mean, I agree with everything that both of y'all just said. I think I only have one thing to say, and it's unrelated and related at the same time. Because Darby Allin, I see what you were working with a long time ago. Betty Crocker bakes cakes.
Jesus,
Betty Crocker bakes cakes. Good on you.
I mean, sweet dreams are made of these. I mean, what?
Hey, again, see? Gigging with the back door. Talking about the back door.
I mean, that's what he does.
But with all that said, Jaeger, let these beautiful people know where they can find you at.
Oh, I mean, besides your DMs, you can find me on YouTube as well, right here in the beautiful home of T.A.G with Jaeger After Dark, reviewing AEW's Dark and Elevation, keeping you in the know on what's going on with these talent that you don't see as much, or who our new up-and-comers are. If you want to see Jade Cargill wrestle, you can see her on Dark and Elevation. You want to see Thunder Rosa electrify a crowd, do it on Dark and Elevation. Also, if you want to hear Paul White ring out her name in like a grisly tone, yeah, he definitely loves doing that.
Only because you just said his name. Did he really have a 3-on-1 match?
He legitimately had a 3-on-1 match for Elevation, and Elevation was 38 minutes of, let's see here, three or four matches, with the rest of the time being used for promos, like a behind the scenes bit with multiple wrestlers talking about Grand Slam.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'll be covering that later on. It shall be in the YouTubes.
Huh.
But yeah, that was and everybody's name was an acronym, so that was interesting as well. That he went up against.
It's also very weird.
Actually, here, you know what? I'll do the little spoiler. Paul White went up against CPA, VSK, and RSP.
Okay.
I was like,
right.
are we making a trio? Chris going to call them the acronyms? Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, that would be amazing.
I would hope.
CPA.
Like, please do it. Like, let them be a little stable. I don't really care how you do it.
Before, I do want to give a shout out to Anthony Greene. You got fired from WWE a month ago, and now you taking a Scorpion Death Drop from Sting.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
it's a highlight of your career, man.
like, shouts out to that.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he's not anybody from 2.0, but you know.
Oh yeah, they weren't on the show this week. That's interesting.
They gotta let her simmer down, so you know what I'm saying.
You gotta make them wait for it.
But enough of the in between here. Scoot, where can they find you?
You know what? I'm gonna just not do all the rigmarole. Just simply right here.
Find them in the car with that thing on them.
That's
simply
right
there.
Spine busters on deck.
Because I don't
what he calls his block.
Spine buster. This is the greatest thing the internet has produced this week.
Yes.
You know what? And I'm gonna just go back. Thank you, Orrin Anderson, for that promo.
He potentially said a lot of what a lot of people were thinking. So, you know.
But simply put, that's what this is where I'm at this week. Plain and simple. Now, if that got you down, you know what I'm saying, you need to pick me up, or you need to one up your life style.
Ooh.
There's a man in the top left box who can accommodate you with all your positivity needs. And I'm going to just toss it to him so he can just let you know where you can get all this positivity.
Thanks to all the potential for gripping leather and potential for Brazilian weather, I don't think I'm qualified to even give anybody advice on a pick-me-up, because the only person that's going up is -1, aka the soon-to-be exalted one, because his whole demeanor as of this week screams life goals.
Right?
Yeah.
I can't top that. But if you want to be on the level that I'm at, that's fine. You want to be with this peasant and not up there with the exalted one, follow the Prince of Positivity, Lifestyle One Up, all your podcast listening platforms, all your IGs, your Twitters, your TikToks, your YouTube, all that good shit. Get your daily dose of positivity. But if you want to shoot the shit, as always, or you want to talk the shit, as always, follow Lip Deasley. Also on the IGs, the Twitters, the TikToks, the YouTubes, the TAG platform. Also on, your NXT 2.0's masochist session. and potentially
It wasn't
Rampage.
that bad this week. It wasn't.
It
that
was not,
bad.
and I clarified that there was some good, a lot of good, especially with Betty Crocker recipes. But you know what it is.
That's Red Velvet's thing. You shush.
That was actually a great one. That was a great analogy there.
But but yeah, again, as always, whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it. Comment down below all your comments, concerns, questions, whatever. Hit that notification bell for all the updates, notifications. When Scoot drops some news bombs on you, when Jaeger drops some dark and elevation on you, when I drop NXT masochism shit and some Rampage shit, when we come in here as a whole collective and drop some tier lists, some tag me in, some hot tags, some etc., etc., etc.
Oh, y'all about to get this September wrap up.
And that. But
Hell yeah.
the most important thing, subscribe. Mother effing subscribe to all that shit. But as I give my bros a nice too sweet. Bada, 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 bam. I bid you all a nice adieu. And until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, until next time, you beautiful mother effers, tag the fucketh out.